Finding peace in life. We go through a lot of ups and downs in the first half of our lives, failures, unfulfilled dreams, and both desires and doubts. But at some point, the question becomes clearer. What really matters? Perhaps the important thing is not how much wealth you have or how much success you have achieved, but whether you are at peace. After all, isn't everyone's ultimate goal happiness? And what is happiness if not a feeling of inner peace? Letting go to find peace. The story of Sidney Harris, a famous journalist, is a clear demonstration of this. When he bought a newspaper from a rude vendor, instead of getting angry, Harris remained polite and calm. His companion wondered, "Why are you polite to such a person?" He replied, "Why should I let his attitude determine my behavior?" Here is the big lesson. Never let your emotions be controlled by others. Letting go of unnecessary judgments and comments will help us feel much lighter. You may meet many people who hurt you, but forgiving and forgetting is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Life becomes easier when we learn to accept that not everything needs to be perfect. Failure is not the end in life. Failure is inevitable. But do you realize that failures are opportunities to grow? A friend of mine once pursued his dream of becoming a lecturer in the US. He passed many rounds of interviews, but was ultimately rejected by the school of his dreams. He was devastated and wanted to give up, but then realized that he did not really understand what the school needed. After adjusting his approach, he succeeded at another school. Life is not always easy, and failure is not failure if you learn something from it. Remember that falls are just tests of your patience. Success is not about never falling, but how many times you get up after each fall. Live with a simple and grateful mind. Simple things often bring the most happiness. Imagine a peaceful morning. You sit in the garden drinking tea and enjoying the gentle breeze. Happiness does not lie in luxury, but in the ability to enjoy the little things. One of my favorite stories is about Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. He once taught, "Live like a child, simple and carefree." That does not mean we become carefree, but learn to not complicate life. Enjoy each moment as if it were a precious gift. Forgiveness, the key to freedom. Forgiveness is not only liberating others, but also liberating yourself. There is a story about a father who was grieving over the loss of his son. He was overwhelmed with regret, unable to overcome the pain, until his son pretended to be crazy and asked his father, "Why would you expect a dead cow to eat grass?" Only then did he realize that he needed to let go and move on. Don't let the past haunt you forever. Forgiveness is not accepting your mistakes, but allowing yourself to move forward. Live in the present and love yourself. There is a child inside each of us, the dreamy and fragile part. Sometimes we forget that and treat ourselves too harshly. But remember, loving yourself is the first step to loving others. A friend of mine once said, "We cannot fill someone else's glass when our own is empty." This reminds us that taking care of ourselves is not selfish, but the foundation for bringing happiness to those around us. The second half of life is not the end, but a new chapter of life. Slow down, let go of what is not important, and focus on what brings peace. Learn to meditate every day to keep your mind calm. Write an emotional diary to realize what makes you grateful. Say thank you and sorry often. Enjoy every moment with family and friends. Life does not have to be perfect. You just need to feel peace in your soul. And when you find peace, that is when you have found true happiness. Life is a never-ending journey, with moments of joy and sadness. Pain is inevitable. But how we deal with it determines our future life. Some people will choose to give up, forever immersed in suffering. But there are also people, no matter how many times they fall, still determined to stand up, learn, and move on. The person born without arms or legs became one of the world's leading inspirational speakers. Nick once wanted to give up on life because he felt hopeless, but he chose to overcome suffering, find the meaning of his life, and spread the message. Life has no limits. Not everyone is born with ideal conditions, but how we deal with difficulties is the deciding factor in success. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" logically ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" The profound values of patience. Patience is one of the most important virtues that we need to practice in the second half of our lives. The story of the bamboo law is a clear example of this. When you plant a bamboo tree, it will take the first 5 years just to develop roots underground. But by the 6th year, it will have grown to over 20 meters in just a few weeks. Sometimes the results do not come immediately, but that does not mean we have failed. Life requires persistence and patience. Trust that every step, no matter how small, is meaningful and contributes to building the foundation for your future. Let go of unrealistic expectations. One of the causes of suffering is that we set too high expectations for others or ourselves. When expectations are not met, we feel disappointed and dissatisfied. But life does not always turn out the way we expect. Learn to let go of unrealistic expectations. A friend once shared with me, "Happiness is not about getting everything you want, but knowing how to be satisfied with what you have." You may wish for people to treat you well, but that doesn't always happen. Instead of being disappointed, focus on the people who truly care and appreciate you. Practice gratitude every day. Gratitude is the most powerful spiritual medicine to help us find peace and happiness. When you are grateful, your soul will become lighter, and you will find life much more precious. A simple habit I have learned is to keep a gratitude journal. Every day, I write down 3 things that I am grateful for. It could be a cup of fragrant coffee in the morning, a conversation with a friend, or simply watching the sunset. When you focus on the good things, you will feel more fortunate and less concerned about the negative things. Accept the impermanence of life. One of the greatest truths of life is impermanence. Everything changes. This can be scary, but it also brings opportunities for growth. Nothing lasts forever, from sadness to joy. When you understand this law, you will learn to let go and accept everything that happens with peace. The story of a woman who lost her child during the time of the Buddha illustrates this lesson clearly. When she went to each family in her village and realized that no one could escape the loss, she gradually accepted and overcame her grief. Whenever you face loss, remember that it is a natural part of life. Peace comes from accepting, not resisting the flow of time. Create meaning in your life. Ultimately, life does not have a meaning. We have to create it for ourselves. This means you need to figure out what is most important to you and live accordingly. For some people, meaning may come from family. For others, it may come from work, hobbies, or helping the community. The story of Albert Schweitzer, who gave up his music career to become a doctor and dedicated his life to helping the poor in Africa. Schweitzer once said, "Life only has meaning when you give it away." Take the time to figure out what is truly important to you and live it to the fullest. Don't let life pass you by in vain. The journey to peace life is a series of continuous choices. You can choose peace or choose to constantly struggle with the outside world. The second half of life is an opportunity for you to let go of things that are no longer important and focus on what brings true happiness. Peace does not come from the outside, but from how you face life. Happiness is not a destination, but a journey you take every day. Forgiveness and gratitude are the keys to unlock the door to freedom and peace. We cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react. And that is true power. Slow down, let go of unnecessary expectations, and cherish every moment. This life is short. Don't waste it on things that make you unhappy. If you wake up every morning with gratitude and the determination to be better than yesterday, you have the key to happiness in your hands. Smile and continue your journey, because life becomes more beautiful when you choose peace as your companion. Living with purpose and gratitude. Without purpose is like sailing without a compass. It leads to aimlessness. Purpose gives direction, but gratitude fills the journey with meaning. When we cultivate gratitude, even the small moments become precious. An old man, despite losing everything in a natural disaster, expressed gratitude for the friends and family who remained by his side. "As long as I have them," he said, "I have everything I need." His words reflect the truth that life's greatest treasures are not material possessions, but the people experiences we cherish. Silence, the greatest teacher. In silence, we encounter truths that words often obscure. Practicing silence allows us to listen deeply to ourselves and others, cultivating self-awareness and wisdom. The 15-day Silence Challenge. A king once challenged his proposal to be silent for 15 days, observing life without comment. At the end of the challenge, they realized that much of their talking was unnecessary. Many of the issues they had discussed earlier resolved themselves without intervention. Silence taught them to trust the natural flow of life. Forgiveness as a tool for freedom. Forgiveness is not condoning hurtful actions, but freeing yourself from the emotional burden of resentment. Holding on to anger is like carrying a burning coal. It only hurts the person holding it. A personal experience. A man shares his journey of forgiving the friend who kidnapped him. For years, he carried bitterness inside him, which affected every aspect of his life. When he finally forgave his friend, he described the experience, weight lifted from his soul, allowing him to live freely again. Forgiveness benefits the forgiver more than the forgiven. It is a gift we give ourselves. The art of being present. The past cannot be changed, and the future is uncertain. What we truly have is the present moment. Fully present, we unlock the beauty of life and deepen our relationships with those around us. A father, always busy with work, once missed his son's school performance. The disappointment on his son's face made him realize that being present was more important than any professional accomplishment. He prioritized being fully present whenever he was with his family. Living in the present allows us to enjoy the fleeting moments of life, making each moment count. Finding peace in uncertainty. Life is full of uncertainty, but peace comes from accepting what we cannot control. Instead of resisting the unpredictability of life, we can learn to trust that everything will turn out as it should. A Buddhist teaching. Buddhist monks often reflect on the impermanence of all things, knowing that both joy and sadness will pass. They remind us that, just as the storm eventually gives way to the sun, so too will every difficult period end. Embracing life's journey with compassion and grace. At the core of life's challenges are opportunities for growth and transformation. When we accept the impermanence of life, practice forgiveness, and live mindfully, we discover that happiness is not a destination, but a way of being. By cultivating empathy, embracing simplicity, and being present in the rhythms of life, finding peace in the midst. Every moment is a gift, whether it brings joy or sorrow. What matters is not what happens to us, but how we respond. Life is a journey of discovery, and every experience, good or bad, serves as a stepping stone toward greater wisdom and compassion. Let us walk this journey with open hearts, cherishing each moment and spreading kindness wherever we go. In doing so, we not only transform our own lives, but also contribute to a more compassionate world. Spend time with family, friends, and loved ones. Sometimes a simple conversation is enough to warm your heart. Remember, your presence is the most precious gift you can give to others. Be grateful for difficulties. They help you grow. Every difficulty in life is an opportunity to learn and grow. You may hate those challenges when they happen, but when you look back, you will realize that they are the ones that make you stronger. A famous saying is, "No pressure, no diamond." Difficulties in life are like rough stones. With time and practice, they will turn into shining diamonds. Be grateful for difficulties. They are not there to stop you, but to help you become stronger. Nurture passion, the motivation to move forward. Passion is the fire inside you, helping you overcome difficulties and not give up. Find what you love and pursue it. Life becomes more meaningful when you do what you are passionate about. If you haven't found your passion yet, don't worry. Try new things, explore yourself, and don't be afraid to change. Passion doesn't always appear right away, but when you find it, you will know. Choose to live happily and peacefully. Life is a journey with countless turns. You can choose to live in anxiety and fear, or choose happiness and peace. Remember, happiness is not a destination, but a way of living each day. Slow down and enjoy the present. Let go of what is not important and focus on what is truly meaningful. Give and give, because life becomes more beautiful when we know how to share. Love yourself and forgive past mistakes. The final message: you deserve a happy and peaceful life. Go forward with peace of mind and believe that the best is yet to come. Master your mindset. You are the writer of your life story. Your life is not determined by circumstances, but by your mindset and how you react to events. You can choose to be a victim of circumstances or become the creator of your own future. The inspiring story is by Viktor Frankl, psychologist and author of Man's Search for Meaning. During his imprisonment in a Nazi concentration camp, Frankl lost everything: his family, his career, and his freedom. However, the only thing he kept was the freedom of his mind. He decided that no matter what the world outside was like, he would find meaning in his pain and survive the darkest days. Life can take many things away from you, but no one can take away your positive thinking and your will. You are the author of your life story. Make it worth it. The power of persistence. Go all the way, even when it's hard. A famous quote says, "Success is not never failing, it's never giving up." Success doesn't come to the best people, it comes to the most persistent. Walt Disney's story is a clear example. Before founding Disney Studios, he failed many times and was rejected by producers. But thanks to his persistence and self-belief, he created one of the largest entertainment empires in the world. When you feel like giving up, remember that every small step counts, and persistence is the key to achieving any goal in life. The value of kindness. Giving without expecting anything in return. Kindness isn't something grand, it's small but meaningful actions every day. Sometimes, just a word of encouragement, a smile, or a timely act of kindness is enough to change someone's day. A simple yet touching story of kindness is about a woman who bought a newspaper every day. Even though the vendor never responded to her thanks, she continued to thank him. When asked why she did this, she replied, "I don't let other people decide how I treat them. Be kind not because others deserve it, but because you choose to be kind." The importance of living with purpose. Life is only meaningful when you live with a clear purpose. A goal doesn't have to be big, just enough to make you wake up every morning with positive energy and inspiration. Write down your daily goals in the morning. Track your progress every day and praise yourself for even small steps. Set long-term goals, but remember that enjoying the journey is more important than the outcome. When you live with purpose, life will no longer be uncertain. You will know what you need to do every day and feel happy even in the smallest steps. Learn to deal with loss. Loss is inevitable in everyone's life. Breakups, failures, and emotional pain are valuable lessons that help you mature and understand life better. The classic story is of a mother who came to the Buddha after losing her only son. She begged him to save her son. The Buddha asked her to find a mustard seed from a family that had not experienced loss. After going around the village and realizing that no one had escaped suffering, she learned the lesson that loss is a part of life. We cannot change the past, but we can learn to accept it and move forward with an open heart. Practicing mindfulness. The secret to inner peace. Mindfulness is the ability to live fully in the present moment, without obsessing over the past or worrying about the future. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "When you breathe in, be aware that you are alive. When you breathe out, smile to life." Take a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness, simply by focusing on your breath or feeling each step. Mindfulness helps you relieve stress and find peace in the midst of life's chaos. Mindfulness is not a special state. It is a way of living in the moment and finding peace in every situation. Gratitude, the secret to a happier life. Gratitude is the key to happiness. When you are grateful for the little things in life, you will find yourself richer than you ever imagined. Try writing down 3 things you are grateful for every day. It could be a delicious meal, a warm conversation, or simply waking up healthy. As you become more grateful, life will give you more to be grateful for. Live a life to remember. Life is a journey full of challenges, but also full of opportunities to learn and grow. Live with peace, gratitude, and perseverance. Let go of the things that no longer matter and focus on what really matters. Slow down and enjoy every moment. Be kind, even if life is not always fair. Pursue your passion and live with purpose. Accept loss and learn to move on with grace. Life is only meaningful when you know how to live each day to the fullest.